Yellow. We'll be getting started very shortly. All right, everybody, we're going to get started on the time here.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, and definitely congratulations on everybody finding our community. One cool thing that I'm finding out with our recordings is that people that pull up to the spot obviously get this direct engagement with us, but people that follow us on YouTube are always really interested in understanding what we got going on. So definitely thank you everybody for pulling up. I got a few slides that I want to walk through in terms about our community real quick, and then I'm going to jump right into having a conversation about two conferences that the Tech Hustle team is attending this today and throughout the rest of this week. And definitely want to give a chance for anybody if they do have any questions about the community before we get into that section. We'll jump right into it. So, just quickly about me, my name is Bobby Dorless, but my friends call me Bobby D. And yes, I am an engineer. I've been in the field of engineering for more than 20 plus years, and the rest of the members of the Tech Hustle, that's D Hustle, has been doing tech for more than 10 years. And then Raymond, don't call him Ray Ray, has also been at the keyboard for a number of years too, I think 20 plus years also. But in general, my skill sets are in systems administration, systems engineering, but also a software engineer. And my most proficient programming language is Python. It's definitely something that I'm really encouraging everyone in terms of skill sets wise to try to do these type of double major type things or double practices because you definitely become a very unique engineer in this field, but definitely interested in talking about either of the two lanes. Now, quickly about the Tech Hustle, we are on a mission to transform the landscape of technology through community empowerment and education. We're striving to be the compass and guidance, especially for those that are underrepresented in tech, and making you feel like this is a home for you to develop, grow, either if you're just getting started in tech, and especially if you're already at the keyboard working in tech. We're definitely here to foster, career development and ultimately giving all of this gems and jewels in terms of knowledge that we gain over the years to all of our community members. Now, in terms of other offerings that we have in our community, we do have courses and topics that are very, very foundational to developing skills around engineering. Some of those that are very much available to you all is IT fundamentals, basically unlocking in the digital world and giving you an understanding of the essential technical components, especially when it comes to IT. We also have a technical interview handbook. If you're interested in taking it to the next level, and I believe a few members have definitely reached out to me wanting to dive into that course, is to hit me up on the side, either DM me and let me know that you're interested, and then we'll open up that course available for you. Some other areas that we have a focus on is Linux administration part 1 and 2, cloud or cloud computing. Now, if you're not learning or have heard of the cloud, I really do encourage you to develop the skill that's around AWS, GCP, and Azure. And we definitely have some course material around there. And then the last one that we really like to stand on in terms of offering is our Python, learning Python the easy way. This is a course that definitely goes into the beginning phases of you developing a skill around writing code in Python, but ultimately quickly advancing to the more advanced topics like data structures and algorithms. And definitely, if you all are interested in it, please send me a DM and we'll grant you access to these courses. The other thing that I want to talk about in terms of just our community overall is one of the main reasons why I personally decided to step away for the keyboard for a little bit is to create a community like this that looks like me, that talks about tech like me, and definitely a place where I feel like it's home. And that's what the Tech Hustle community is really all about. We will be traveling the country, and we actually are in Atlanta this week, so that's one announcement to mention. And we will be hosting meetup events like this and giving you all that impersonal engagement that I know you all are part of this community to really interact with. If you have a spot in terms of hey, I attend this university and we definitely would enjoy your presence, let us know. We would really love to pull up. We have 10 cities on our calendar for this year, and your city could be definitely one of those. So definitely reach out to us, let us know, especially if you're up for hosting us. We're really, really, really interested in pulling up. And then the next thing that I did want to let you all know is the different mediums that we have in terms of community. So we have our podcast. The best place to check our podcasts out is on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube slash at the Tech Hustle, you'll definitely get access to our most recent publication of our season 3 episode, but also some of our older recordings for season 2. You can also catch our community meetings, which we do upload, and then some videos that I was able to feature in. And one big nugget, if you are looking, I know that some of you all might be looking for some technical interview skills. We do have a playlist of free technical workshops that I've conducted with one of our partners, being codepath.org, and definitely want to encourage you all to check it out. So definitely check out our podcast, subscribe, listen in, because we'll be dropping some gems. The next medium that I want to also let you all know is about our newsletter. It's on Substack. Substack is our platform for posting blogs and our newsletter. And if you did not know, Substack is our oldest content. So the most oldest content we have for the past 2 years or so of us building out this community can definitely be found here on Substack. So take a look at the articles that we have here. In terms of publishing, we publish on a monthly basis, the last Thursday of the month, which means next Thursday's coming up is our next publication for this month coming up. So definitely want to encourage you all to check it out. And another big announcement, especially if you haven't had a chance to check out our website. So thetechhustle.com is actually where you can get all of this information that you're looking for. Not only some content around the courses and classes that we offer, but also access to our premium community membership. So definitely if you're looking for that more one-on-one and definitely more content tailored to your specific need, definitely check out our premium services. We have a list of the courses and educations, technical assessments, and also subscribing to our newsletter. And if you go down and check out our courses section down here, you can see the first cohorts that we're really working on creating. One around IT fundamentals, DevOps fundamentals, actually IT fundamentals masterclass, DevOps fundamentals, software engineering fundamentals, and then cloud fundamentals. We are thinking about including AI. I'm more or less really thinking of this idea of creating a course in cohort around AI as a software engineer or AI as an engineer and the best way that we could use it. So if you are interested in something like that, definitely ping me, let me know. But that is definitely an offering that we have. And feel free to, inquire about any other courses that we have. But in general, the techhustle.com is your main place to get the most up-to-date information about us and what we're doing and what we're working on. And then the last thing that I do want to mention is we are on GitHub. So if you are a software engineer and or an engineer overall looking to develop your skills around writing code, we do have a sponsored page from our main techhustle.com page. But if you just go to techhustle.com github.com/the tech hustle, you'll find the repositories that we have out there. Most of them are really just revolving around learning, but we are going to be open source an AI tool that we've actually been building called Jules AI. So if you are interested in following along, definitely star and like our GitHub page so then you can stay up to date on the latest and greatest that we're publishing out on GitHub. All right. So that's a little bit all that I have in terms of community. I know some of you may have already heard me go through some of this stuff, but just keep in mind that we do have a lot of subscribers on YouTube that come by just to see how the community is doing. So it's definitely an opportunity for me to fill them in on updates. So before we continue on into our next part of the conversation, which is quickly talking about 2 conferences that we're attending this week, are there any questions at all? Feel free to turn on your mic if you are up for it, raise your hand, or if you would, you can just drop it into the chat screen and myself or Darwin can read it out loud to the group and definitely get your question answered. So does anybody have a question? Let's let me know. right, no questions. It's all right. Definitely feel free in terms of communication. School is our platform. And actually, that was the one other thing that I didn't pull up on these other tabs here. So, school slash the tech hustle is by far one of the best places to communicate with us. We have a very active community. So, number one, big ups to everybody that's been participating, supporting us here in the community. Definitely take a look at some of a new post that just came out from one of our new members that's looking for some help working on a Python project. You'll see a post here from our other member, Raymond, about VirtualBox, or yeah, VirtualBox is the tool. And definitely big shout outs to all the posts from D Hustle. And yeah, it looks like he already has one out there about our conference attendance. But yeah, for sure, definitely check us out on the school platform. Now, this is our main medium for communicating as a community, and definitely want to uplift all of the 90, what, where we at? 93 members. 93 members. We're really shooting for 200 by the end of this week. But definitely big ups to all of the 93 members that we have. All right.
Sounds good. And Come on has a question. He
Oh,
says,
definitely.
do the courses require premium membership?
Yeah, so the way that we are actually offering our courses is being that we are still building our community up. You don't need the premium services or membership to access the courses now. In the futures, we definitely will. And I know that Kamar, you're interested in diving more into the technical interview handbook. We'll definitely send you out the link for that. But in general, just know that we are building from the ground up, and our first, day one members will have more access than everyone else in the near future. But for now, there is no membership required for you to access the course. But if you're interested in attending a masterclass, which is going to be a 6 week sessions, that definitely will require premium membership. But definitely hit me up some more online through the school platform, and we'll get you access to that technical interviewing course, and then ultimately open up avenues for us to connect even more. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Thank you.
For sure, for sure. All right, all right. Back at the questions. Any other questions at all? All right, no more questions. I do want to say we really do appreciate all the love that we've been receiving in our community. We definitely want to encourage you to join in. Let other members of your community, either peer groups or classmates or any organizations that you are that would really find, our message in our community helpful to their journey. Please do share it out. And I believe the last slide here will have a barcode that you all can take a picture of and definitely share that out. But we are going to jump into one of the things that I want to make sure you all are aware of is the Tech Hustle. The whole crew, myself, D Hustle, and Raymond, don't call him Ray Ray, are in Atlanta for the 50th NSBE conference. Big shout out to NSBE. We are basically on site supporting the attendees by offering free resume reviews, some career insights, and we're up to doing some pop-up tech talks. This is no scripted, no stage, just raw high-level tech conversations that we're having. And we've definitely had a really, really cool day today. Myself and D Hustle met a number of students. And if you're not already following us on IG, which is another medium that I'll definitely pull up, Instagram. So it's Instagram for us, it's underscore the Tech Hustle. You can check out some of our posts that we've had throughout today, especially around requires me to have a login to see stories. All right, maybe next time. Oh, there we go. So there's at least one picture of me there at NSBE. But we are basically at NSBE right now, supporting all the attendees. And if you're not there, that's cool. It's all right. But if you have somebody that is there, let them know that we are walking the conference floor area and definitely making ourselves available for the conference. Now, one thing that I want to mention about the NSBE conference time frame wise is that it's going from March 20th to the 24th. So there are about 2 more days of the conference. And if you haven't been to the NSBE conference, this is kind of the view of what it looks like looking down at the conference floor. It's by far one of my favorite conferences to go to on an annual basis because I definitely get to see the next generation of engineers that are either already in school, getting to their senior years, sophomore year, or senior junior years, about to graduate, looking for internships or full time, but also a lot of professionals that are looking to either switch positions or pivot in their careers. So it's one of those conferences that really is impactful to our community. and that's why we're here to support. One thing that I definitely wanted to drop in terms of just some insights, and this is kind of like definitely those that are going to come and catch this community meeting afterwards, are some of the things that I would say are your biggest nuggets in ensuring that you're able to move forward in the interview process, but also making yourself more appealing in terms of organization is two things that I want to mention. One is standing out by follow-ups. This is something that for instance, when I used to, go to the NSBE conference, working at Twitter and recruiting for Twitter, I never really understood why follow-up was something that a lot of attendees did not really double down on. And what I mean by following up is when you're going to these conferences, you can imagine someone like me recruiting is going to interact with a lot of students or a lot of attendees. And I always remind them like, hey, follow up with me, either send me a message through LinkedIn or send me an email, so on and so forth. And you'll be surprised how many messages I do not receive. And more or less what I really just want to emphasize, those that are attending the conference and or if you're going to conferences in the near future, is making that connection really memorable, and definitely following up promptly after the conference, right? If somebody says the door is open, don't be afraid to walk through it. Use that resource to your full potential, because one day you're going to have to pay it back too. And then one other thing that I want to mention is just when you are conversating with recruiters at these conferences, just make sure that they're very insightful conversations, and your follow-up has insightful questions like, how do we move forward in this process? Is there any feedback that I could receive from the encounter that I have? But in general, just follow up promptly after the conference. The next thing that I want to make sure I mention, and I actually did a few resume reviews today, and I had to remind a few specific like computer science students this thing is, make sure that you have your GitHub profile, the actual profile name on your resume, and ensure that you have projects out there that really just highlights your personal contributions, ensuring that your code is really clean. I'm not sure if you've heard of the term clean code, and definitely just diversify the type of projects you're working on. And the main thing that I'm just more or less mentioning here is that a GitHub project base, and showcasing your projects, especially at a conference like this, is extremely, extremely important. So it's advice that I had to give a few attendees today, and definitely want to make sure whoever's tuning in afterwards gets these nuggets. All right, so that's the NSBE conference. Myself and the team will be out there for one more day tomorrow. And like I said, if you do see us on the conference room floor, come stop by, come say hi, and definitely let's link up on LinkedIn. The last thing that I want to mention is we are also attending the Atlanta Cloud Conference, which is Saturday, March 23rd. It has about a day and a half or 2-day countdown. It is this Saturday. And one of the cool things about this conference is your boy is going to be speaking there. So I'm actually one of the featured speakers this time around here at the Atlanta Cloud Conference, where I will be speaking on a topic that I think could be really interesting to our community. I mean, y'all let me know in the community or on a school if y'all want me to do like a webinar on this topic, or post the talking points. But I will be doing a talk on behind the cloud at Twitter 1.0. I'll repeat it again. The talk is called Behind the Cloud at Twitter 1.0. And basically what it's really going to be diving into is talking about the cloud infrastructure that I helped support and manage for a number of years. The platform is called Aurora Mesos, but if you've ever heard of the word Kubernetes before, you can think of it, it's like the predecessor to Kubernetes. The talk itself will be about a 45-minute to 50-minute talk, diving deep into how that infrastructure and system works, especially from my perspective being a systems engineer, and then ultimately ensuring that everybody's mindful of the scale and challenges that we may have when you work at that scale. Because there was a real cool problem that I helped solve working at Twitter during that time, which we actually helped reduce inefficiencies in our data center. And even just thinking about it and saying out loud, you can imagine the scale that I worked on was at a data center scale. If you're not familiar with a data center, just think of it as a warehouse building full with computers. And it's definitely something that when you get a chance to work at that level, you get that type of exposure to technologies as such. So if your background is in DevOps, SRE, systems engineering, this is definitely one of those talks that will give you some insights into how the cloud actually works, but more specifically at Twitter 1.0. So that was just more or less a plug to put in there. I'm really excited about the talk. And like I said, if you're interested in me, hosting, maybe an office hour and or just going through the talk for the community specifically, just let me know and I can give y'all some more insights. And then the last thing I have there is the thank you. Again, that's the barcode for you all to share out to anyone that you feel may have some value in our community meetup, our community on school, and obviously the content that we're teaching and sharing online. And yeah, feel free to spread the word because we are building a community from the ground up. Why not have them follow along too? And that's all that I have for our meeting today. I will pop up the question slide again just to see if anybody else has any questions. But yeah, definitely looking forward to continuing to collaborate on school. And if you have anything that comes to mind or any questions that you have, this is a great opportunity to throw it out there. If not, I would definitely like to hear what everybody's working on, what kind of projects people are working on. So feel free to, open up your mic and let us know either if you have any questions or if there's anything that you're working on, skills you're trying to develop, or anything that you're looking for specifically from the community here. So I'm going to give you all a chance to answer any of those questions.
Yeah, I guess I could introduce myself again. My name is Kimar Jordan. I would have met you, Bobby, last week during the mock interview at CodePath.
Roger that, roger that. How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good just at school today. But yeah, just a bit about me. So I'm transitioning into like a SRE role like for this summer internship. And I just wanted to like, get as much knowledge about the role and stuff because it's like my first time, going from suite to SRE. So I just found
Yeah.
like maybe the community could like have something to offer in terms of, knowledge, resources. So I've definitely like been looking into that. And yeah, I just came here to like, know more about the community as well too. So
Yeah, for sure. And thank you so much for pulling up. And yo, I am so excited for you, especially when you're talking about SREs, because I may have mentioned to you online, but I don't know if everybody knows this in terms of just my background. But I actually became a senior staff SRE working at Twitter, and it's something that I'm really, really proudful of. And Kamar, I actually have a really cool resource for you right here. This is an article that I worked on with Red Hat talking about SRE and really just giving an example and understanding of how SREs work and how different it is from just regular systems engineering, but also different it is for software engineering. And I'm going to drop it here in the chat room for you to check out this link. So I definitely
okay.
encourage you to take a look at that article. And I really do break down SRE in a way that I know you're going to understand and relate to and resonate with it. But it's also a way for you to kind of get some insights into some of the key things like service level objectives, SLOs, and understanding the value around them, understanding the difference between SREs and also software engineering in terms of skill sets, and then ultimately just understanding the needs for them. And then in this conversation, I just more or less dive into one of the cool projects I worked on, which is actually going to be in my talk at the Atlanta Cloud Conference where as an SRE, I was able to really make some influence into how we were designing our cloud infrastructure to be able to, save the company, hundreds of millions of dollars, but also reducing inefficiencies from, unutilized CPU cores, but also other resources.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I have the link saved, so I'll definitely like take a look for sure.
Awesome, awesome. So I know I'm going to not leave you in terms of just that link, but let me ask you this: what is one question that you're looking to be answered about SREs that I can definitely help close the loop for you today?
One question.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess maybe like a very broad question, like what is one thing you think you need to be a successful SRE? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So the thing about SREs in terms of skills wise, SREs are usually two practices. One as a software engineer. So you can be a software engineer moving into an SRE role, and then you're going to have to learn the systems engineering side of the house. Or you might be a systems engineering person moving into SREs. Now you need to learn some of the software engineering skills. One big advice that I have for you is to number one, be okay if you have skills gaps on the other side of the table, which in your case I believe would be on the system side. Is that correct?
Yeah, that would be on the system side. Yeah.
So it's like operating systems, learning, you know, what the kernel is, learning with Linux, or even like understanding the deploy process, like from a DevOps perspective, is number
Hmm.
one, be okay where you're at in your journey, but work on closing that gap so that you can
Hmm.
provide the most value. Because the cool thing about being an SRE is that, especially when you come from a software engineering side of the house, is that you're going to be looking at code differently as soon as you really start to understand the system side of the house, right? And I think
Mm.
like that hesitation and or that unknowing is not knowing where those two mesh together so that you can be successful. But I will say, out of all the organizations that are out there around SRE, Google is the top because SRE is actually something that was invented at Google. And I'm
Hmm.
so excited for you to be able to, you know, develop that skills and close those loops by, you know, during your summer internship. But I would say developing skills on the other side of the table would be your best results from your internship. So then you can really close the loop on SRE. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. Yeah,
Yeah, for
just
sure.
kind of like accepting that yes, you need to grow in that area, but don't let that like, make you scared or anything. More so make you
100%.
excited. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I would be so amped and excited right now because you are going to learn so much, so much. And congratulations
Yeah.
again, for real though.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm really looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
Really.
And I may have shared with you also a masterclass that I have with SRE fundamentals. Did I send that over to you? It was a Notion page.
Oh yeah, so but yeah, it was like a preview to the course. Is that something that happened before or is it happening in the future?
Yeah, it's something that happened in the past. We will run those cohorts again. We just need people to have interest like yourself, and then we could run through the SRE fundamentals courses that we
Okay.
have. But I do have at least three more previews for you if you're interested around, you know, coding as an SRE, and then also like monitoring metrics, observability from SRE perspective. All right.
Oh yeah,
So hit me up.
definitely. Yeah.
Let me know if you're interested in it. I can definitely send that over to you also.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested, man. Yeah, I looked through the preview as well. But yeah, I'm definitely interested. I'll definitely hit you up for sure.
Roger that. Roger that.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
right. Any other questions on the table? All right. I think we're coming to the tail end of our conversation today. I do want to say I appreciate everyone for pulling up, feeling brave enough to, you know, chat up with us, have a conversation. We are building this community from the ground up. And like I said before, definitely feel free to spread the word, let everybody know what we're doing. If there is something that you're missing, if there's something that you're looking forward to in this community and you don't see it yet, let us know because that's what we're really doing is really fine tuning this to meet the needs of our community members. And also, if you are interested in the premium subscription or premium kind of access, definitely check out our website. There's a form to fill out for you to actually get the premium access. And if you are looking for more details around the premium right here, premium membership, here goes the Google form that kind of dives into more details of what the premium offers are. Just keep in mind that we are building this from the ground up and we definitely want to tailor a program that applies to you. So feel free to reach out and make it happen. Make it happen. All right. Any other questions before we end our meeting today? Anything from you, D Hustle?
No, sir.
Roger that. Appreciate you always. And remember, we are at Nesby for this week. So definitely feel free to let everybody know that we're out here. And we will be at the Atlanta Cloud Conference Saturday. And my talk is at 10 o'clock a.m. And again, the talk title is around behind the stage or behind the cloud, behind the cloud at Twitter 1.0. And it's going to be a very, very live conversation. So definitely spread the word, let everybody know. And I will see you all next week.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
For sure, for sure. We'll chat soon.
You too. Take care, everybody.